Welcome everybody back to Boosted Motion, guys, and today we're going to do a catch can install on my Q50. This also applies for your Q60 with the VR30 twin turbo motor. But before I get into the video, guys, please watch some of my other DIY videos. Watch some other videos where I talk about Infinity Nissan jargon. If you enjoy those videos, please hit the subscribe button with the bell notification, guys. But otherwise than that, guys, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so let's get to the installation. The catch can we're going to be installing is from ADW1. Shout out to them for sending me this unit to do a DIY install and unboxing, just to show you guys the quality and specs of this. But some of you guys might still ask, what is an oil catch can? Now check the card above, or you can check on my channel. I talked about oil catch cans extensively. Alright guys, so this is all you're going to get in the install. You're going to get the catch can itself, the fittings, and the nuts and everything like that. You're also going to get 2 vacuum lines, the bracket which goes on the driver's side, and pretty much the couplings for the tubing itself. Now you can definitely get this customized. You can get the colors customized so you pretty much the color of your car, which is pretty dope. My car is blue car, goes very well. Alright, so they also give you a pretty simple with pictures installation process. Alright, so step 2 is to remove this hose. Now you can use any needle hole, needle clamp, pliers, clamp it, push it, and pull it back. And step 2, it says it wants you to remove this one. This one seems like a tight fit, a really tight fit. They want you to remove this one. Now this is going to remove the hose that's coming from the driver's side PCV that goes into the intake track, and this is pretty much to the intake track itself. So let me briefly give that a shot. Alright guys, so I'm always going to try to start with the hardest one first, and it's this one. So I'm using different I'm using vice grips here. I usually use this on tire repairs, whatever, and then I have this small little one that maybe could be able to fit in it and pull it across. So I'm going to try this first, see if I can maybe get that in there. Clamp it just a left and maybe like pull it towards me. Oh, that was relatively easy. Okay. Okay, move that up, try to clip it and move it up, because there's gonna be a little, the valve cover is gonna have like a nipple that sticks up, so if you don't push it up far enough, it's not gonna be able to come off. Now I have a flathead or something to be able to be careful when you push this in, because you don't want to break the plastic. But what you're going to do is push it and slide it up and off. Boom. There, that one's off. Okay, that's one. Now let me readjust it. I might not be able to show you guys the other one. With the same thing here. Everything's coming off relatively easy, guys. Like, I'm literally doing this on video. No short takes. Oh man, that sucks. If I go to this one and slide it over a bit, okay, and clamp it, slide that back, okay, alright, pull this one back, once again, same thing here, push it there. This one seems like it doesn't want to come off. There you go. Boom. Slid it off. Now, if you guys want to fight with that vacuum hose, you can do that all day. But let's talk about the bracket we have to install. Now, what they want you to do is remove this millimeter. This one right here. My ashy hand. Yep, that way. The one that I just cut. I don't know how I'm always cut myself. Should be relatively easy. Use an extension if you can't get down in there, because it might be a little tight, so you can swing it back and forth. But remove that bolt, and we're going to install this bracket. So let's give that a shot. Alright guys, so let's start with that removal. Should be relatively easy to get to this part, because there's nothing really in the way. Just watch your hand on that bracket off the heat exchanger. You can cut yourself on that, because I just cut my hand again. Jeez. This is just a common thing, huh? I gotta get another rubber band. Yeah. Cool. Don't lose the bolt, guys. Do not lose the bolt. Now you take the bracket, right guys? You take this bracket, and it's funny how this orientation is gonna be. So let me see if I can zoom it out a little bit. Now, you wanna be able to install it, right? But there's a bracket right here. And if you try to install it a specific way, or whatever the case might be, if you try to install it a specific way, it hits that bracket. So you're gonna have to find a different orientation, because the way you can install it is, you have to unloosen these two bolts, at which add a W1. You guys did not include an Allen key set for this size. You should definitely include that with the little baggie. It's just a small thing that would just definitely make it a little easier. Unless I can use this as a way to remove it. Nope, you didn't do that. It would be nice if this was like a little Allen key to unscrew that. That would have been pretty freaking dope, but it's not. It's just let you know what's in there and how does it look. Now another thing they want you to do with the kit is use some kind of Teflon tape for the plugs for the catch can itself and the O-ring. You have these two plugs. They feel like they're made out of plastic, so that's not metal. And then you have these two black O-rings in there, right? Now, I don't have any Teflon tape, and I don't like using Teflon tape because I work in plumbing and gas, so usually Teflon tape dries up over the time. So I'm going to use a RTV sealant on these, and then I'm going to tighten them into that. I'm not going to do it on video, guys, but you can just use a regular RTV sealant. Maybe a high temperature RTV sealant, because it's going to be in the engine bay, and then you're going to pretty much put the O-ring on right here, O-ring on, the O-ring on like that, and then you're going to tighten it in and pretty much tighten it. You could probably tighten it with the pliers you have supplied or any other open-ended wrench or whatever the case might be, but that part is relatively easy. Let's continue. Now guys, they supplied two different length of hoses. Now, the shorter hose is supposed to connect to this PCV connection right here, right? And that one, that's the one that actually routes to the inlet of the catch can itself, which I'm gonna have to install. I'd rather just take care of this part first because it's one of the most annoying parts. And the longer hose is the one that comes from the outlet of the catch can and will go into that one here. So it's gonna be kind of a headache to try to route it, but I'm gonna try to do it quick in video and easy, as simple as possible. So let's start with the short side first. Now what you're gonna want to do is already kind of put one of these clamps on it, because when you put it on, you're gonna have to be able to slide the clamp up. Little pro tip here, just slightly start tightening it, because it will move around and it will become very annoying. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of oil and put it around the surfaces of that and a little bit on the edge of that. That might be able to help me slide on a little bit easier. Now you can try to come from this angle, but that's too much of a 90-degree bend. So I'm going to try to catch it from this way, this direction, and see if I could just use that to slide it on. Yep, and there it goes. It's sliding on. So yes, you need two hands, guys. One hand, I don't think this is gonna work. Two hands, it seems a lot better. One to like feed, and the other one you put it under there to like push it down. See? You'll give it a shot. You'll know guys know what I'm talking about when you give it a shot and try it. And slightly start moving that band down. I might have to unloosen it a little bit. Just a little bit, so I can get it to slide down a little bit easier. And it's really not that labor intensive. You just gotta finagle it a little bit, and boom, there you go. Oh, I didn't put that angle good enough. That's too far up because it's too close to that bolt. Luckily, the nipple's long, so long nipples. All right. Hold it in one hand. This is why if it's loose, too loose, you won't be able to hold this clamp. It'll just move around on its own. Alright, so this is for the first hose. I'm trying to see if I'll figure out how I want to run it a little later on. But as of now, it'll come like this. I could have it come like this, so I could have it come through here, under here like this. It's whatever I really want it to do. Make sure you work on a cold engine too, guys, because that's going to be annoying. But let me leave this for now. Let me get to the longer side now. Now this one's should be a lot easier, but I don't really want it sitting too high. I want it to go through this part and come down here. Oh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. For it to go through here, that's not gonna work, guys. I guess this is why they want me to take the tube out. It'll probably clear a lot more air, a lot more space. Or I could just push that tube down there and just say screw it. See that? Let's see if that works. Yep, that push that down and say screw it. Alright, see, I came up. Once again, put the band on. Once again, put the band on. Start tightening the band. I don't know if my elbows are ashy back there, guys, but don't judge me. Once again, take a little bit of the grease from the engine. Put on top of that hole, rub it. And what I realized by removing this PVC, there's definitely oil film on the connections. Push that back so nothing falls back in the engine. Pull this a little bit out. Alright. And then see if you can, wish I could show you guys. This might be a little harder to get it this way, but I'll give it a shot. And I'm doing it all on video. A little bit. Like push it in or feed it in again. This angle is definitely weirder than the last one. Matter of fact, pull it out. Pull it up. I'm trying to figure out another angle I could have came from, but I don't really think there's much angles to really pull this from us. Using a little bit of a flathead to move the hose over, because the hose is pushing against the valve cover like this, so you want to be able to push it a little bit to the driver's side, so now you can just feed it in, and now the vacuum line literally just slides in by you just feeding it. Let me show you guys so you can understand what I'm doing. Alright, let's back it up. See where the vacuum line is right here? I have to put the flathead here to push it because it's going under here, this bracket here. You zoom it out a little bit. Alright. So the vacuum line is coming under here and it's kind of off angle, so I had to push it more this way and then feed it in, and it just slid right on. Alright, so once again, pull the clamp up, tighten this part, and we're going to move on to connecting it to the catch can and bolting the catch can up. Alright guys, so I had to get 2 Allen keys. They're 2 different sizes. One is just like 7 64ths, and this one's even the next size smaller. You have to use the 7 64ths for the bracket, which they should include with the kit. Come on, and The smaller size, you're gonna have to use it for these bolts because it's a different size. So yes, you're gonna have to go find these 2 Allen keys to make this install work. Yes, this is definitely freaking annoying. Don't like that part about it. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But anyways, let's continue with the installation. I'm gonna go with these two ones, and then I'm gonna take these ones out. All right, now what I'm gonna try my best to do is at least get one of them on, so I can pretty much kind of see the angle of where it's gonna be at and everything. It's a bit easier to do it this way. All right, guys, so the next thing I want you to do now is connect the vacuum hoses to this. Now, I didn't tighten this all the way down yet, but I know how I'm gonna have it sit once I have it clamped down. So you're gonna need a longer extension. This is about an 8-inch, 7-inch extension. You maybe need a 12, because if it goes too far down, you won't be able to put the ratchet on it and be able to turn it back here. See, if you look at the angle, it's gonna be hard. But if you get the extension, it's gonna be high enough. All right. But anyways, what I usually like to do, once again, take a little bit of the oil. You don't have to do this. Just put a little bit on there, a little bit on here, a little bit on here. Now you take the inlet. You already marked inlet on the catch can. You're gonna take the hose, the shorter hose that's connected to the valve cover. And you're gonna connect it to the inlet side. Now you're gonna take the outlet of the catch can, the longer hose that goes to the black intake manifold. You're gonna put that to the outlet side. Now they do give you extra clamps, I guess, just in case you lose those, but you can also use these clamps on his part too if you really want to, but you don't have to do it, whatever the case may be. If you really don't want to, you use the pretty clamps, or the pretty clamp. So with that one, rotate and turn it, and push it back. And tighten this. Now make sure you tighten this part really tight, or tight as you can without stripping it. Reason being is this is where vacuum is going to be going through this, and you want to make sure that it's in there properly. Alright, now that's definitely on there nice and tight, whatever the case might be. Now, the only thing I left out is to tighten this part itself, but once you have this part tightened, just double check all your connections, make sure they're tight. That one's tight, that one's tight, and this one's tightened. Also, if you wanted to use these clamps, you could use these clamps separately here, and you can use this bracket lower down here just to have it more connected, or you can cut the holes, because some people may have OCD and they want this to be right next to each other like this. So you can also cut the holes to make it shorter. I actually might do that later down the line, just for the fun of it, but for installation video, I'm not going to do so, but I might just cut some of the holes down a little bit so it can have this nice little easy smooth run with each other. Probably this longer holes. Add one from here, connects over there, right there, next, and up here. It connects. Alright, so guys, let me give you my final results and what I think it looks like. Alright now guys, that brings this video to a close. Once again, thank you for all my watchers. If you watched this video and enjoyed it, please hit the like button. It was a bit long, but I tried to be as thorough as I can as possible. Now you guys are still going to ask me this question: Boost, should I get this unit or any other catch can unit? Yes, you should definitely purchase a catch can unit if you're looking to keep your car. Reason being is longevity wise. I don't mean 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 miles. I'm talking about 20, 30, 40,000 miles. Your car will suck in blow-by gases that will have oil and other vapors from the combustion that will get on top of your valves and into your intake tract. this is really necessarily a needed thing for direct injection cars. So if you have the twin turbo VR30, yes, you should definitely get this. But some of the people who have leases, now I definitely understand why you don't want to purchase this, but some guys just like buying car parts. And the reason why I kind of like this kit is because you can definitely design it the color you want, to the specs you want. So it's kind of a better way to pretty much add a little bit more of an engine, you know, jewels to whatever the case might be. So that's pretty cool. Otherwise than that, guys, thank you FW1 for sending me this unit. I think it's a good quality unit, guys. There are other units on the market, but I definitely think that this unit is really cost efficient. And, you know, some of my subscribers always say I'm cheap. You guys know I'm always looking out for the people looking for the most affordable products to be able to pretty much bring to the market that you guys can afford. Otherwise than that, guys, you can contact me at BOOSTINMOTION on IG, BOOSTINMOTION on Facebook, BOOSTINMOTION@gmail.com. Please, once again, hit the like button. Please comment below. Tell me thank you. Something, guys. I like to get these videos moving. Otherwise than that, guys, you have a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thank you, guys. You have a great day. Thank you.